today's interview is with Katerina from Offform 3D, and she is actually going to talk through a product and service that they offer that I think is actually going to be really valuable to a lot of fashion brands, especially moving forward as we digitalize more and more. So firstly, thank you, Katerina, for joining us today.
Thank you as well.
My pleasure. And yeah, let's just start then with some questions. Let's get stuck in. So yeah, first of all, Offform 3D, can you give an overview about what the actual product service business is?
Okay, so I'm gonna start with a very short overview of what we do. Offform 3D is the first digital fashion studio in the Czech Republic. We're based in Prague. Yeah. And our mission is to bring more awareness of how fashion brands and fashion industry in general can benefit by going digital and by using the service of 3D modeling. So basically the product that we offer is not physical. Mm-hmm. The main focus, the main thing that we focus on is garment digitizing, yeah. Which means that whoever wants to approach us, they can send us sketch or a visualization of any kind of the garment, and we can quickly transfer it in 3D. So I would say that this is in a nutshell of like overview of what we do.
Yeah, amazing. Perfect. So that's super clear to me. And I guess then for that service, that you know, the outcome of what you do, what would you say then are like the key advantages for fashion brands and why they should move to doing the 3D modeling?
I would talk about like two main categories. The first one is the product development, because with 3D you can move most of the sampling, most of the product development in a digital environment. So instead of going for physical samples to see if the fit of the design is correct based on the requirements of the client, mm-hmm. You can do that digitally. You can simulate it in computer. You can do all the pattern alterations in computer. And then you can immediately see if the garment fits properly or not. You can see all the different features of the garment. You can see if you like the texture. You can see if you like the colorways. You can see if you like the fabrics you're about to use. So basically, all these things can be simulated in computer, and therefore it's quite time efficient rather than as if you go for 5 samples to see if the final fit is correct.
Yeah, super important.
So that's one of the category that I would like to highlight. It's mm-hmm. quite time efficient. Yeah. And the other topic I would like to mention would be the advertising purposes, because the 3D is quite strong in its visuals. So the outcome that you can get can be quite strong. The way how it looks. Maybe I'm gonna show like few examples of what the outcome could be like. You can either get a very simple, realistically looking picture of a garment with all the details, with all the trimmings, with all the fabrics and so on, or you can get a turnable video where that could be, for instance, a really good tool for online stores if you want to show the garment from all the angles, so the customer have a quick overview of what is she or he about to buy.
Yeah, definitely.
And then you can get a video of a garment in a movement. It's right here, where you can see really beautifully all the different features of the fabrics that you're about to use. So I think that's a quite big advantage as well. And then it's about the brands whatever visuals they want to use for their purposes. If they want to think about a new way how to promote their products, I think that 3D is a very good language how to bring something new. So it can be used for campaigns. You can even make a virtual collection. That you, if you don't want to fabricate it and you just want to see the reaction of the market, you can do it that way. You can do a very good campaign where you can show everything visually. So no,
it's super cool, very slick, and it doesn't look too robotic. Like there is actually like a life to the forms that you guys have designed and that you use, which is probably like quite important to a lot of fashion brands. That how human is it? Because you want the kind of real end result. So those videos were amazing. Thank you for sharing those. And then I guess from another advantage that I see for using something like 3D modeling is how is this a benefit for fashion brands that are wanting to be sustainable? Because as you've mentioned, it's obviously, if you use modeling, you're not producing loads of samples. Therefore, I guess there's less waste being produced and then sent to landfills, etc. But what's your thoughts on how 3D modeling is a sustainable approach?
Well, basically everything you mentioned that comes along with it. So it's we're not depending on physical products. We're not depending on a physical product that has to be shipped to the other side of the world, and then it has to be sampled there and then sent back to us. So there is a quite significant reduction of carbon footprint, I would say. So I think that's a very sustainable approach. And I think also, like in a larger scale, the more brands uses the advantages of 3D, the less overproduction is made, like based on all the mistakes that we did in past, like as the fashion industry was developing, and all the mistakes that still persist. Like 3D modeling can help to reduce it a little bit. So
definitely, it's again super important, and a lot of fashion brands, it's a very traditional background, what we're used to, but we all have to take steps forward to adopt this digital approach, because there are so many benefits to it. Speed, saving time, saving waste, like it's endless. So thank you for highlighting all the benefits. And just as like an overall, your opinion. So what can you talk about why you think digital is the future of fashion? So it can go beyond just what we've talked about, but why you personally think digital is the future.
Okay, I'm gonna repeat myself because I'm a huge fan of sustainability. So again, one of the benefit that 3D modeling brings is sustainability again. Because the more brands decide to use 3D modeling and replace certain procedures like in production development, the less overproduction is made, the less pollution is made. But also, maybe if I don't talk about sustainability that much, I would say that 3D in general is a very strong language how to visually communicate something. So for example, sometimes it's quite hard to describe something by words. Whereas if you think about the 3D visualization, you can communicate certain things pretty clear by the visuals. You don't have to have any other oral explanation for it. So I think that's a very good connection between the designers and the clients, so they can quite easily communicate visually with that.
Yeah, that's a fantastic point, because, and again, especially the video you showed where it's the actual model like on a catwalk, like you can really see how it moves. So super powerful, for sure. Great. And yeah, I guess then, do you have any case studies that you're able to reference of, say, brands that obviously weren't doing 3D modeling that now are, and the benefits, and even, yeah, what's their story been, if you're able to share any?
Yeah. I'm gonna talk about the experience, like what we experienced here in the studio.
Yeah.
Because when we started with 3D modeling, we were kind of curious of how much we can actually reduce the time spent on development. Because
Yeah.
we were aware of all the benefits, but we didn't. Let's say we didn't discover it that much yet. So at that point, we decided to make our own collection to see how much time we can actually reduce by doing all the sampling digitally. So we did a collection for Prague Fashion Week with over 20 styles, I think.
Yeah.
And we were actually able to develop everything in computer, and we came to a result that all the styles were manufactured from the final fabric. We did 0 samples.
Wow.
And of course there were like tiny adjustments. So if we wanted to produce it in a larger scales, of course we would have to take care of like certain details to be done better. But we wouldn't have to go for 10 more samples to see if it's correct or not. We would have to, we would just like comment that one sample that we made, and we would send it to the factory and it would be done. So again, the time efficiency in that case was pretty good, and we were just all amazed. And so then we kind of realized what kind of strong tool we have in our hands. So we made a collaboration with a private clinic where we designed the uniforms for nurses. So the client basically had no clue about the time that can be spent on the product development, and they were pretty tight with the deadline. But in our case, it was pretty easy to take care of all these things, because the design happened on a digital basis, product development happened on digital basis. So the customer could comment everything like seen in the computer, if they agree with everything, and we could communicate it that way. And in the end, we just like agreed on everything, printed out the pattern, see if the sample fits properly, and then we send it to the factory where they did all the grading and all the requirements that we weren't able to do anymore. But it was pretty time saving, and we were even ahead of the deadline, I think, few days. So
that's great. That's really good. And then, do the factories, are they okay with seeing the 3D modeling and interpreting it? Is it an advantage again versus the old way of doing it?
It is based on the experience. We did some technical documentation for the factories, so they have a clue of what should be changed and stuff like that. But instead of including like flat drawing of the garment, we could include like a realistically looking picture of the garment, so they can read it better. And based on our experience, we didn't have these kind of like calls from the factory, like asking, "What the hell is this?" So they could read they could understand it visually without any trouble. So
that's amazing.
It wasn't like usually you have this kind of like annoying calls, like trying to understand each other, what the hell is going on with the garment, but they could understand it. So
brilliant.
It's
that's really good. Cool. That's super informative, and thank you. And I'm pretty sure that's opened a lot of people's eyes to like the opportunity of 3D modeling. So I'm excited. Hopefully more and more brands start to use it. But do you have any final word, anything else you'd like to add and share?
Well, just a simple conclusion. Think about 3D as a way how to fix the mistakes that we did in past, like that were caused by fashion industry and its procedures, its methods, and the mistakes that are still persisting. So that's something that can be reduced and fixed by 3D modeling. And maybe I would like to say that if anyone seeing this would be interested to know more about 3D modeling, what softwares to use in order to get the garment ready in 3D, we also offer workshops. So anyone who's interested can contact us. And we launched a digital library with over 200 styles. So once those people who are advanced in 3D modeling, once they want to explore more, they can use our digital library with all the styles, and they can use it as a base for their design. So feel free to explore that. I have some information here. I'll just show. There are some contacts where you can see our work, where you can write us, you can contact us. Feel free.
Amazing, thank you. Yeah, super good. And also Katerina's actually written a guest blog post, so that can be found on our website. So unzipped.co/fashion insights, which is the name of our blog. So that will be going live as soon as this goes live. So there's lots of information, and then a really good quite a few references of contact points so they can get in touch with you. Thank you so much. Super useful, super informative, and thank you. We'll speak soon.
Thank you as well. Thank you for that opportunity, and I'm looking forward. If anyone is interested to work with us, feel free to contact us.
Amazing. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you as well. Bye-bye.